Inside Texas politics, 90 minutes after announcing that he is running for governor, Beto O'Rourke called in from his kitchen in El Paso to join Y'all-itics, our political podcast. We want to share part of the conversation we had where we asked him about the Second Amendment and, if elected, how he could govern with a Republican legislature.
I think most of us in Texas agree that we shouldn't have to worry about our family members or our friends or neighbors being shot up with weapons that were designed for use on a battlefield. And I also think most of us agree that the extreme gun laws that Abbott has signed, including a permitless carry bill that would allow anyone to carry a firearm, including the 35,000 Texans who'd been denied a license to carry, or had had their license to carry revoked, or the tens of thousands more who knew better than to request one because law enforcement would have probably denied it. They know that we can't have those kind of extreme policies. So let's end permitless carry. Let's move forward with the things that most of us can agree on, like a universal background check or an extreme risk protection order. Or my friend Rhonda Hart, who lost her daughter in the Santa Fe high school shooting, she recommends that we have safe storage laws in our state. We are a proud gun-owning people here in Texas. And like most of my fellow Texans, I grew up in a household with guns. And I grew up learning the responsibility of owning and using a firearm. In my case, from my great uncle Raymond, who was an El Paso County Sheriff's deputy and jail captain, he's the one who taught us how to shoot. So let's use that knowledge and that experience and make sure that we protect the Second Amendment and also protect the lives of our fellow Texans. I think we can do that. I know we can do that.
If elected governor, it is still likely you'd have to work with the Republican legislature, like you just mentioned. How could you effectively do that, though, Congressman, without spiraling Texas down into the mess that we see D.C. is in with all that gridlock?
I'm so glad you asked this. I spent 6 years in Congress, one of the great honors of my life, serving on the Veterans Affairs Committee and going to work for those who put their lives on the line for this country. Jason, every single one of those years that I was in Congress, I was in the minority with the Republican majority. So I could either give up or I could get to work. And that's what I did. I found the common ground, proposed legislation, for example, to extend greater mental health care benefits to veterans who were dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or traumatic brain injury or the other signature wounds and conditions of service to this country. And I had to compromise on that bill a little bit to get Republican support, but we got that done. We got it passed in the House, a version passed in the Senate, and ultimately had it signed into law by President Trump, someone with whom I agree on almost nothing, but on this, we could find enough agreement to get the job done for those that we wanted to serve. I want to bring that same approach as governor in working with the legislature, Republicans and Democrats alike.
You can hear our entire interview with Beto O'Rourke on the latest episode of Y'all-itics. It is out now wherever you get your podcast. Quick note, though, we have also invited Governor Abbott to join us on a future Y'all-itics episode as well.